In the nearly 7 years that I've had the privilege to serve as a minister in this government, I've had a number of very pleasant opportunities to observe and in some cases facilitate the wonderful partnership that this country has with the people and government of the Republic of China and Taiwan. And although $300,000 might seem like a tremendous amount of money to most of us, as about 50% of the cost of this piece of important equipment, it pales in comparison with the literally hundreds of millions of dollars worth of investment that has flowed in our direction from the government and people of the Republic of China in the 28 years of our independence. And I want to take this opportunity to say a special thank you on behalf of the Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Denzel Douglas, and his cabinet colleagues, and the entire government and country of St. Kitts and Nevis, to the people of the Republic of China and Taiwan, through your good selves from the embassy, Ambassador, to say on the 20th independence celebrations how fitting it is that we should be on the receiving end of another important gift to our country from your people. Thank you so much. The ambassador reflected on a visit nearly a year ago to his office by Chairman Maynard, CEO Crosman, and myself. We actually didn't go there to ask for support for this stacker. We went there for what was, in many respects, a much more expensive reason. Because the government of the Republic of China and Taiwan has also been one of the major creditors to SCASPA, indirectly perhaps through the Ministry of Finance, but significantly in the development in 2006 into 2007 of the expansion of the RLB Airport Park in Apron. That was only possible because of a significant loan, somewhere between 15 and 20 million US dollars, forgive me if I don't have the exact figure, from the government that is so ably represented here by Ambassador Sao. And as we were over the course of last year going through the process of planning for the restructuring and reorganization of SCASPA, it was brought to my attention by the chairman and his team that one of the tactics that was integral to the overall strategy would be to approach the government of the Republic of China and Taiwan to reorganize that particular loan. And we had had the blessings of the Ministry of Finance to do so. And so I set up, with the help of my permanent secretary, who was actually brand new in the job at the time, one of our first tasks was to set up a meeting with the newly arrived ambassador, and we thought that perhaps we could get him at his most generous state, having just arrived. We've since discovered that he's just generous all the time. But it was a very good meeting, and during the course of the meeting, as we began to discuss and talk about the possibilities and ask him, in fact, we had to go about a process of obviously bringing his awareness up because he was brand new. But I suddenly got this note being stuck at me on the table, so to speak, by the CEO, who suggested that perhaps I could ask him to fund the cost of the stacker, because as you can understand at that time, SCASPA was in very deep cash flow problems, as we are still facing to a certain extent, but climbing out steadily. And in his very calm and professional style, the ambassador agreed that he would consider it. The rest is history. But a few weeks ago, we had the privilege in a small ceremony at his office to accept from his government a check to the value of $300,000 US, which represented 50% roughly of the cost of the stacker. And with some footwork and mirrors, the chairman and the CEO were able to raise the balance of the money. So thank you very much for this. So this presentation of this SCASPA to you this morning, and I gather that some members of the media are here as well, is really a celebration of a very long-term partnership that has developed between our country and the people and government of the Republic of China and Taiwan. And I'm very proud and pleased to be part of it. If I was to go through the long list of mutually beneficial projects and donations and loans and people development activities that the two countries have been involved with, I would have you here all day. Suffice it to say that during my time as minister, I had the distinguished honor to participate in the construction of the